Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Blake's Books. Today I have my TBR for the month of November of 2025, getting close to the end of the year, which is exciting. And I have several things on here that I have been looking forward to for some time that I wanted to get in before the end of the year. So I've got 10 things here to talk about, 10 books. A few of them are audiobooks, a couple graphic novels as well, actually, because I've decided I want to try to start doing like a graphic novel each month or so. Just for some variety and to start kind of getting into like graphic novels or comic books or whatever it may be, now that I can do them through my library. So I thought I would start doing that as well. And yeah, so first things first, I do have a few things that are kind of a holdover from last month that I will be finishing up in the beginning of this month. So I do have the Gunmetal Gods, the first book of that series I'll be finishing up probably. I don't think I'll have that done by the time this video comes out, so probably I'll be finishing that up, as well as The Shining by Stephen King. I'll be finishing that up here early in the month, as well as the Fall of Cthulhu graphic novel, which I will also probably be finishing up early in the month. But that should take me, not super long. I would imagine I will have all of those done either by the time this video comes out or sometime within the next couple of days after this video comes out. So that shouldn't take me too long. But as far as the stuff that is actually on my TBR for this month, I have 10 things, like I said. So one of those is the big thing that I've been really looking forward to for the last several months that I have been planning to read in November ever since I got it. My friend Alex, some time ago, a few months ago, sent me The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. This is one of his favorite books. It's also Jonathan Cohn, one of our other friends, one of his favorite books. They have been both pestering me to read this book for like a year or two now, and so I finally have it, and I am planning to read it this month, and I'm really excited for it. Everything that I've heard about it sounds like something very much up my alley, so I'm really looking forward to it. I hope I love it because it seems like something I would enjoy. And it's really long, it's like 1,000 pages, but from everything that I've heard about it, both from them and from others, it sounds like it reads pretty quickly. So hopefully I can, it won't take me the entire month, but we will see. So really looking forward to that, though. That's one I've been looking forward to for a while now. Another one that I've been looking forward to for a while is the fourth book in the Dune series by Frank Herbert, which is God Emperor of Dune. I read the first book a couple of years ago, I think like 3.5 years ago, and then I reread it I think early last year, just because, first of all, I wanted to revisit it because I didn't love it the first time around, and I did the second time around, but also so I could figure out if I wanted to continue the Dune series, and I loved it. So I did pick up books 2 and 3 over the summer and loved those, I think, just about as much as the first one. And so I've been really looking forward to reading God Emperor ever since. So I figured now's the time. And once I finish that, I'll have to get my hands on the other couple of Dune books by Frank Herbert and read those as well. But this is one that I've been looking forward to. I loved, like I said, the first 3 books, so I'm hoping that I love this one as well. Really looking forward to that one. I'm continuing another series as well, a trilogy, which is the Star Wars Dark Nest trilogy. I will be reading book 2, The Swarm War, this month. At least that's the plan. I read the first book in May and didn't love it. I thought it was kind of just a not that interesting of a book. So honestly, I've been kind of putting this one off, but I do want to finish this trilogy so I can start Legacy of the Force next year, hopefully. So I need to get through it. So I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and read book 2 this month, even though it's not one that I'm super excited to read because I didn't love the first one. I just want to get it done. So I am gonna read book 2 this month, and then I'll probably read book 3 sometime early-ish next year, in the maybe the first few months of next year, hopefully. And so then I can have that trilogy done, and I can move on to Legacy of the Force, which I'm very excited about. So there is that as well. I also do have a couple of holdovers from last month that I am going to be reading that I won't spend too much time with because I've already mentioned them last month, that I just didn't get to, but I still want to read them. So I first have a novella, The Whisper That Replaced God, which is, like I said, a novella, super short, so I think I should feel pretty good about getting it in. and it's a self-published book, and alongside like graphic novels and comics, I also want to try to do one self-published book each month. So this is kind of contributing to that, along with my other holdover from last month, which is Bound by Blood, which is a book that I was sent by a self-published author. The author of this book reached out to me earlier this year and asked if I wanted a digital copy and sent it my way. So I figured, I still want to try to read this because it was sent to me. I want to read the books that are sent to me if I can. So I figured that I would, still include it on this month's TBR so I can still read it. And then the last physical book that I have on my TBR for this month is going to be the first book in Stephen Arian's Quest for Heroes duology, which is called The Coward. Right now, the plan, if I am able to read, this book this month, which Pillars of the Earth and everything kind of is going to make this a little interesting because it's so long. So it's possible I may not get to this, or maybe one or two others on the list, but hopefully I will. But if I do read this month, then I am planning to do the second book, which is called The Warrior, in December, so I can read the duology here at the end of the year. Don't know much about it, but it's only 2 books, so I figure I can read it, and I think they're relatively short. This is an author that I've heard about through, again, my friend Jonathan Cohn, who read Stephen Arian's trilogy. I forget the name of the trilogy, but it is the one that began with the Judas Blossom, and he loved that trilogy, and I found these books in a local bookstore one time a little while ago, and even though it wasn't the trilogy, which is the one that I was more looking for, I figured I could still try it out. So hopefully I will enjoy this, and I believe Jonathan is also planning to read this book this month, so we're not really doing like necessarily a buddy read, I think, but we are still reading this at the same time, so we'll probably talk about it to each other a little bit. Yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. So the last handful of things I have to talk about here, I have 2 audiobooks and 2 graphic novels to talk about, and I'll probably do more audiobooks than this, but these are just the ones that I'm definitely planning to get to. Anything else that I do audiobooks wise is just going to be more of a mood read as usual. So first of all, for audiobooks, I have The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson, which is one of the last 2 Cosmere things that I need to read in order to have read the entirety of the Cosmere up to this point. So far, I only have left The Sunlit Man and White Sand, so I am going to remedy actually both of those this month. Goodness, because for the graphic novel, I'm going to be reading White Sand as well, is the plan, because I can get both through my library. So looking forward to reading both of these, because I can finally have crossed off everything in the Cosmere, and I'm curious to read both of them. Sunlit Man is one of the secret projects that seems kind of interesting, kind of future era Cosmere, and then White Sand I think is based on one of the first things that Brandon ever wrote, or at least his first book I think was a version of White Sand, and I think he is planning to do a novel version, like a prose novel version at some point, but I was planning to just wait till that comes out, but I can get the graphic novel through my library, so I figured I could try it out, and hopefully I'll enjoy it, and hopefully I'll also enjoy The Sunlit Man. The other audiobook that I have to read is the second book in the Elder Scrolls duology by Greg Keyes, which is called Lord of Souls. I read the first one a few months ago now, and I thought it was, decent. I don't think I loved it, but it was okay. But since this is only a duology, and I have loved other Greg Keyes books, especially his books in the Star Wars The New Jedi Order series, I did want to finish up this duology, and I think there were some interesting ideas in the first book, so hopefully this will follow through a little more on some of those and be a more enjoyable experience. Yeah, this is a duology that I've wanted to read for a long time, so now I'm trying to finish it and actually read it. So looking forward to that. I love some of the Elder Scrolls games. I love Skyrim. Played a good amount of Oblivion. I played a small, like a few hours of Morrowind. But the Elder Scrolls is a setting that I really enjoy, so hopefully I will enjoy this book. The final thing on my TBR is also one of the graphic novels, and I am finally going to be dipping my toes a bit more into superhero comic books and things of that nature. I've read a handful in the past. I had a couple of Marvel comics growing up. I had like some of the Spider-Man stuff, and I read Watchmen as well, and like a couple other things, but I've never really dove into DC or Marvel comics or even any of the other various superhero comics done by other companies. But now that I can get them through my library, I want to start diving much more into those. So lately I've felt like picking up some Batman comics, so I decided that I'm going to be reading Batman Year One, because I have never read a Batman comic before. I've experienced Batman stories, like I've seen some of the movies, not very many of them. I've seen the Dark Knight trilogy, and I've seen Batman Returns and Batman v Superman, if that counts. And I think that's it, pretty much. But I've also like played the Batman Arkham video games, which I love, and I'm aware of some of the other Batman stories. I read the novelization of The Killing Joke this summer, which I loved, but I have never read a Batman comic book, so I looked up some ones that are good kind of to get started, and this was one that got brought up a lot, so I figured I would check it out. And there's a lot of other ones that I'm interested in, but I figured this would probably make a good starting point, so looking forward to that. Hopefully this means that I will be getting more into Batman comics in the future. I've got several that I would like to read that have struck my interest, so hopefully this will lead to me reading not only more Batman comics, but also getting more into other like Marvel comics, maybe some other DC stuff. You know, I'm not super into the DC side of superheroes, but maybe I will get a little more into that and then read some of the Marvel stuff for characters that I've been into for a long time, like Spider-Man, or maybe read some Avengers type stuff or whatever. Yeah, really looking forward to that. If you guys out there have read any of the Marvel and DC comics and you have any particular recommendations, leave those in the comments, because I'll be wanting to read more of those here in the future. So that is pretty much all I got for you for this video. Let me know in the comments if you've read anything on my TBR for this month, what you thought of it, if you think I'll enjoy it or not, or if you enjoyed it or not. And if you have anything cool that you are hoping you will get to read this month, let me know that in the comments as well. So that is pretty much it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.